Hello, how are you guys doing? Oh, guys, I'm really excited. There are some good things happening in my life right now, and I can't go into them yet, but I will tell you about some of them. So, I want to say there's a young lady or is listening that from France, and she wants to know if I'm on Facebook. I am on Facebook, and I wrote it down so you can see it. But you can find me by finding Exantha Ward, and it'll say I'm from Paris. I'm not from Paris. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, but I put Paris because that's where I want to go one day. So Exantha Ward, and you can find me on Facebook that way, and you can see a lot of my current designs on Facebook. More so on Facebook than you can on my website. And my website is exanthadesigns.com. www.exanthadesigns.com. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my business. I know I'm supposed to be talking to you about some fashion stuff, but I am going to do that. But I do want to share something because this is where I'm at in my life right now, and I think we need to focus on this. I'm not just a fashion designer, but I'm a business person. I'm an entrepreneur. I create. That's what I do. So I was reading this magazine, which is called Success, and it has a lot of great articles. And Joel Osteen is on the cover. Joel Osteen, five keys to an extraordinary life, and I'm gonna find out what those are. I don't think I read that yet. Brilliant turnarounds by Domino's and Xerox. 8 apps every entrepreneur must have. Got to find out what that is. And a proven way to reach any goal. And I definitely got to read that one. Yoo-hoo. But the one I want to read you today is about doing what you've never done. Okay, this is really where I'm at right now in my life. I am really trying to do some things I've never done before to get some different kind of results to grow my business. And I just want to go over some of the 5 keys that they've given here. And I'm just going to read them, okay? And if you find this boring, I'm sorry. But if you're a fashion designer and you're doing this for a living, I think it'll help you. Or it'll help you with anything in life, really. I'm just going to go over the 5 keys. I'm not going to go over the preface or anything like that. Okay, the first one is leverage your strength. And what we're talking about, how to reinvent yourself. While each of my endeavors was unique, oh gosh, I probably should read the beginning because it's important. I'm sorry. It's just a little bit. It's just this part here. Okay, I'll read it. For 24 years ago, I sold water filters door to door. 22 years ago, I had a real estate franchise. 18 years ago, I bought an international distribution company. 12 years ago, I led a turnaround for an educational software company. 9 years ago, I was the president of a TV network. 6 years ago, I became a publisher of this magazine. 3 years ago, I wrote a New York Times best-selling book. Each venture was something I had never done before. Every time I started something new, I had a prior education, experience, or training. Every endeavor was complete invention or required a massive reinvention. Once upon a time, people worked for one company and retired with a pension. Later, the strategy was to beef up their resumes by climbing the ladder of an industry, working for a few companies and retiring with stock options. Those success paths are gone. If you want to thrive, heck, survive in the 21st century, you'll need a repeatedly reinvent yourself. Let me offer field test advice about how to do it successfully. Now, I am always reinventing myself. I'm always, just trying to think of a better way of doing something different. And I am definitely on some new things right now. So I'm just going to go over these. I'm just looking at how many minutes I got. These 5 things. Okay, the first one. The first one is leverage your strength. While each of my endeavors was unique, they had one thing in common. They needed the strength I had to be successful. We are all born with unique gifts, talents, and advantages. You do things that most people can't do. You do things that most people can't do or can't do as well as you. And you need to identify these special strengths. It's the first, most important key to reinvention. And I just thought about, what is it that I do that most people can't do? Or there's not as good as I am. And I know what they are. And do you know what they are? Do you know what yours is? Okay, the second one, identify what exhilarates you. Have you asked yourself, what is my passion? The answer doesn't have to be grandiose, earth-saving, life-changing, or revolutionary. What are the subject, products, markets, people, activities you really enjoy? What things do you find interesting and stimulating? What fills you with energy? Just thinking about it. The answers will usually lead toward a rewarding profession. Do you know what you do that gives you passion, that you love, that gives you this high? There are certain things I do that I can get a high off of doing that. Like, oh my God, I just love this. This feels so good to do. And there's so many things. Actually, it's probably 3 or 4 things. One of them, I love shopping for fabric. I love getting new beads. I love learning a new technique. I love books about techniques. I love watching shows where one person went to this extreme to that extreme. I do. I have all kind of things that gives me a high or passion. I have a passion for. Be willing to step back. That's the third one. To leap into a new industry. You may need to take a step back to learn and study. Be willing to apprentice for a while. Find someone who has the success you aspire to seek. His or her mentorship and counsel. Be flexible, patient, teachable. Nothing worthwhile comes without effort and paying the price of tuition. That is true. I like to learn new techniques, and I don't mind paying $300, $500, $800, especially if I think it's going to benefit me down the road. I have no problem paying for what I need to learn. Be wary of naysayers. Your friends, your family, your peers have known you as you have been. Change frightens most people. Too many, it is especially frightening to watch someone else have the courage to radically reinvent themselves and chase their dreams. Why? Because it eliminates their excuses for not doing so. It's much easier to try to talk you out of your reinvention rather than to act on theirs. Is that some real talk, y'all? It's better for them to talk you out of theirs, out of your ideas or reinventions, than for them to act on theirs. That's so real. You know it is. It's so real. It's awful too, because I know people that do it all the time. So that was 4, the naysayers. And 5, build your support team. Find models, mentors, and a peer group who share your ambitions and will be allies in your new adventure. Also, indoctrinate yourself with supportive books and magazines like the one I'm reading, audio programs, seminars. Develop your skills, attitude, knowledge with your new adventure. Wait no longer. Reinvent yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Live the life. It's your grandest vision. Your friend and Reinvention Alley. Sometimes I can't read. So yeah, reinvent yourself. And you do have to do something you never done to get something you never had. I was just talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about just how we're just sick and tired of going through the same thing over and over again. And then I said, well, you know why we keep going through the same stuff over and over again? Because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. So you have to do something different to get some different results. And you have to be consistent. And it's hard to do. But you have to be accountable. You have to be consistent. And you have to really want it.